living on a boat, we can live off grid. Our solar, it gives us the energy, and we get the water from the salt water. We turn it into fresh water. So we don't really need to go to shore unless we need to go and buy groceries.
Honestly, one of the things that I love the most about our lifestyle is that connection with nature and just being able to do so many things and go to the most remote places. We have had to become so resourceful for everything.
The things that we get to do while living on a boat are pretty amazing. One of the things that we like doing the most is kiteboarding. So we chase the wind, and if there's no wind, we get to go snorkeling. We also have paddle boards, we have a kayak, we get to go on long walks at the beach with the dogs.
We have the possibility to work from here, from the boat. It's part of our daily lives, but we have the freedom to just pretty much go anywhere. It feels like we travel with the comforts of our home. Honestly, Alejo just came one day with the idea of moving into a catamaran. He said, well, we love kiteboarding, why don't we just live in a boat? Honestly, I just thought he was crazy. We sort of had an alternative lifestyle when we decided to move into a boat. We had already been traveling for maybe 2 years. We would either rent houses, Airbnbs, or the travel trailer, and that was something that helped a little bit. So I think the entire first month we were just figuring out, learning how to sail, learning how to dock the boat. Then the next 3 months we're just fixing things that were breaking that we had no clue how to fix. So it's been quite a learning curve, but we're starting to get into that phase of actually enjoying the boat and just traveling with it. Hakuna is a Lagoon 420 2008, so it's 12 years old. It has 4 cabins and 4 heads, 2 on each side, on each hull. And let's just go show you what's inside. This is our galley, what is known in the nautical world. It's our kitchen. And we have 2 sinks. This is our faucet for just regular water. This is our drinking water, and this is our test outlet for the water maker. And we have our refrigerator right here. And we also have our freezer right here. There's a lot of storage here. This is where we keep all of our foods, dry foods here, like hams and all that good stuff. This is our dining table, and it actually goes down and turns into a bed whenever we want to do an overnight sail, or we want to turn this into a giant movie theater. This is where things happen.
In our galley, we don't have a gas cooktop like most of the boats. We have an induction cooktop. It's 220 volts, which the whole boat runs off 220. Also, we have a regular oven, a dishwasher, and here we have the navigation station. We have the radio, chart plotter, satellite phone, and the regular radio. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where the first air conditioner, which is 16,000 BTUs. This one is for the whole salon of the boat. We can turn it on off the inverter. We don't need a generator for this. In eco mode, it consumes around 400 watts. If we put it like full power, it consumes like around 1,200. So it's not that bad. Also in our salon, we have the control panel for the whole boat. We have the 12-volt system of the boat, 220, and our generator control.
So let's go show you guys the port side of our boat. And let's head to the stern first. So this is one of our guest rooms, and it has its own head, which is also known as a bathroom. This one, we don't have an actual toilet here, and when we provision for all of our food, we normally fill this with food.
And here we have our lithium battery. It's 800 amp hours, 830 amp hours. Also here on the port side, we have 2 tanks of fresh water. So in total of fresh water, we have 1,000 liters. Plus we have just a 1 drinking water tank, and that one we'll show you outside. All right, let's go to a bow of our port side. All right, so right now we're inside the cabin. This is another double bed, and it has its own shower and bathroom. They're separate, the shower from the bathroom, which is really nice. We have toilet, mirror, and sink. Pretty simple, pretty comfy. You don't have to take a shower with your toilet. On this side, we have the shower. Okay, so now we're gonna show you the starboard side of the boat. Let's go to the starboard side. Okay, so we're in the starboard stern room. I'm gonna let Andrea show you guys this room.
And this is our kite room. This is a pretty special room because this is where we keep all of our adventure gear. That's all of our kites, all of our boards. Below this bed is where we have our 12-volt batteries, and right here is where we have the controls for the 12-volt batteries, as well as some storage and a little bit more storage here. And this is where we keep our camera gear and all of our sunny day hats. So this room is also connected with our third head, and it is what we use as our storage room here. So this is where we keep all of the food for the dogs. We also have our dirty clothes when we need to make some laundry. So let's go show you guys the bow of our starboard side. Okay, and this is our room. This is where we sleep. The shower is separate from the toilet, and I can show you guys the toilet. It's pretty similar. And then all the way to the front, we have our shower. And this is where we keep our clothes. We have all of our space here for clothes. And we also have a little bit of a walk-in closet, which is where Alejo keeps all of his shirts, and we keep our shoes. We also have more clothes here, a little more storage, and this is where our air conditioning unit is. It is actually an awesome unit because it only consumes maybe 350 watts when it's in eco mode. We can actually run it off our batteries for the entire night, and we don't even have to turn on the generator. It recharges the following day with solar power, and that's pretty incredible. So the way that we make a living, or the way that we earn money while we're traveling, we have two ways actually. The first one is we have an online business of pet supplies. With $5,000, we started up the business. We have been able to grow it, and we've been managing the business ever since then, just from the road. So we're able to work from basically anywhere. So it's really incredible. It's really amazing. The second way that we earn a living, it doesn't represent as much, but it still helps a little, and that is our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel where we share all of our adventures, all of our experiences. So we work, let's say, from 9 to 12, kiteboard from 1 to 3, and then from 3 to maybe 6 or 7 we continue working, and we do all the things that we need to do, just like we would if we were in just a regular house. And we just get to do some extra things by being in the ocean all the time.
Our other crew members on the boat are two big dogs, Echo and Ozzy. They're two Akitas, and traveling with them, it's really fun, but also it's a lot of work. They get a lot of sand in their paws.
Yeah,
so when we take them out to the beach, we come back to the boat, it's gonna be sand everywhere.
They're probably not the easiest dogs to have on a boat because they're really hairy and they're really big, but honestly we had them since we were living our regular jobs, and obviously we love them. They're our babies, so we just find a way to do everything we want to do with having them on board with us, and they've adjusted really well. Echo actually went blind 1 month before we moved onto the boat, and that was a little scary for us because we didn't know how she was going to adjust, if she was going to enjoy the boat. Obviously, you know, we were scared for her safety as well, but she's been incredible. I mean, she has adjusted, she knows the boat back and forth. We take them 2 times a day at least to the beach. So mostly in the morning and then again in the afternoon. And if we're sailing or if we're moving or during the day, if they just feel like going to the bathroom, we have a little patch of artificial grass on the front of the boat, on the bow. And they just use it every day. They just pee there. If they need to do number 2, they also do it there. And while we're sailing, that's their bathroom as well.
Okay, so here we're in the cockpit. There's room for like 8 people here, easily. This is our inverter, it's 6 kilowatts. Then here we have the membranes and the water maker. Then you see here this white box, this is the generator. It's a 4 kilowatt generator. And this is the drinking water tank that I told you guys. And that red box behind here is the solar converter for the solar panels. This is the heart of the boat.
Okay guys, so we have two engines, two 75 horsepower engines that are with turbo. Here we have our chart plotter, our wind speed. This is our autopilot. This is our depth sounder. And this is where we have our AIS. Normally, Alejo is the one that's always here at the helm because he's the captain. He's always sailing the boat and I'm usually just working inside. We also have an electric winch and two manual winches here. We can basically sail the entire boat just from this helm. We can bring the jib out, we can bring the mainsail. We don't really have to go to the front of the boat. The entire boat can just be sailed from here, from this area right here. This is where we have all of our storage. In this storage space here, this is where we keep all of our fenders, we keep our snorkeling gear, and we have all of our life jackets. We have more storage under this cushions, and under this storage is where we keep all of our lines, all of our safety lines. Here is where we keep the anchor of the boat, and here is where we keep all of our cleaning supplies like brushes, hoses, anything that we use to clean our boat every day. And then lastly, the last awesome storage space that we have on our boat is our laundry room, and it's right here.
So up here we have the mainsail, and then we have our solar power. We have in total of 1,770 watts. So that's 4, 5, 6 panels of 295 watts each panel. They're Panasonic panels. Some of the challenges living on a boat are that everything breaks on the boat. I mean everything. So every day there's something broken on the boat, and the challenge is that there's no one around to help you fix it or tell you how to do it. So you either have to figure it out by yourself, or you have to go on YouTube or try to read the manual and fix it. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges.
One of the things that has been great from the sailing community is that everybody's extremely helpful. There's a lot of groups on Facebook. People are always willing to help. Honestly, Alejo has been incredible. He has self-taught himself how to do pretty much everything, how to fix everything on the boat. Another maybe challenging thing here, living on a boat, would be the fact that you're so vulnerable by the weather, right? You have to always keep an eye out on the weather, you know, if the current's changing, if the wind is shifting and you're anchored somewhere, your anchor could easily start dragging in the middle of the night. And it's also a double-edged sword because you get to experience so many amazing things of nature like the dolphins and the sharks, but you also get to experience the tough side, which are the big giant waves that are super scary, and the big storms and the really strong winds. So you kind of have to be able to manage both.
The other biggest challenges for us that we work online is the internet.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for good signal for a hotspot or where we can get like internet, and that's one of the biggest challenges.
We're so close to nature, we're so close to the wildlife, and that's just amazing. That's really one of the biggest reasons why I personally was so in love with the idea of buying a boat.
So we plan to live on the sailboat
as long as we're happy.
Yeah. As long as we can, as we have healthy lives, I guess.
Yeah, as long as Alejo wants to continue fixing things on the boat because a lot of things break. So, I mean, eventually we want to, you know, at some point, if we want to have kids, we do want to raise them on the boat. We think it's incredible. We wish we would have had this opportunity to be raised in such an incredible environment. So, I don't know, we don't see an end to this adventure. It's just kind of our lifestyle. It has become part of who we are.
Subscribe to Exploring Alternatives and check out our playlists for more stories like this. You can also follow Andrea and Alejo on YouTube at Living Hakuna. Thanks for watching.